You never know what will happen in the high-stakes, daunting world of top fuel nitro motorcycle drag racing. Let's take you to the Pro Western Extreme Finals at Auto Club Dragway in Fontana. Qualifying session number 2, the Nitro Harley of Tony Rosario up against the inline 4-cylinder top fuel motorcycle of veteran Ron Myers. On paper, it's a Harley versus a Kawasaki, but Ron Myers laughs. He said, I call my bike a Kawasaki KZ, but the only thing Kawasaki on it is a cam chain. Everything else, handmade, custom, made for one purpose, to go all out as quick as he possibly can. That is also the case with Tony Rosario's amazing Nitro Methane V-Twin. Fontana, California, qualifier number 2 in this all-out category known as Pro Western Extreme. Both of these racers so talented and experienced, but they both know something could go wrong at any moment in drag racing. Here we go, nice hole shot Tony, nice hole shot Ron, he's out of here. Tony back in the gas. Oh no, Ron Myers crosses the center line. Tony not able to stop, they make contact. The wheelie bars go into Tony Rosario's Harley, they make contact. Body panels coming off. Fortunately, by the grace of God, these two are able to keep them up. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give you another look, and we're also going to catch up with Tony and Ron. Stay with us in this video and hear from them. Tony on and off the gas. Ron crosses the center line. Tony can't stop. Let's take a second look. Remember, there's not a lot of agility here. It's hard to control these all-out big tire monsters with wheelie bars. Tony sucks up the impact, so does Ron. Amazingly, these two are able to keep it on 2 wheels. We're going to talk to both of them coming up. This had to be a very frightening ride. We've seen this situation before in motorcycle drag racing, and it hasn't been pretty. That was the best case scenario, thank goodness. Can't wait to talk to Tony and Ron. Stay with us. Here comes Tony's father. Let's watch him make a hit and see if he can keep his composure after watching what just happened to his son. This team proudly displays their faith on the rear of the motorcycle, and I'm sure they are very thankful. They said their prayers on this particular morning. Here comes the veteran Steve. Steve wisely clips the throttle. May have been a little shaken up after what he just saw. Let's catch up with Tony.
Tony, are you okay? What the heck happened down there?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
What happened?
Had a little on-track mishap, man. Let's move out their way.
Oh.
Next prayers are up.
Everything okay though?
We got some broken parts. We'll see what we can fix and get back together for tomorrow.
It looked like a wheelie bar panel or something flew off. What happened?
Ron crossed lanes and took out a block, and I wasn't paying attention coming over. Saw the block, got through that, and then he was dead right in the middle of my lane. I was off the throttle on the brakes, and I hit him. It was negative 3G impact.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I ran right through his bars. So broke a few things on my bike, but I think I can get everything back together. Thank God, we're both up, we're both good. Crazy, man. I've only seen that happen twice. Rocky Man and Dale Nungasser in Colorado, neither one walked away, and Ron Gledhill and Tommy Grimes in Sonoma, and they came close to walking away basically, but not unscathed, and both me and Ron are okay, so thank God, man, we're good.
Thank God.
See if we can run for this championship tomorrow, you know?
When that was happening so fast, did you just react, or did you have time to say, really comprehend what was going on?
You know, all I could think of in the moment was, you know, I was on the brakes on the computer. It shows it. I was negative 6 to 7 Gs for almost 2 seconds trying to stop. And then the impact, it went down to negative 2.9 Gs on the impact. And I just thought, you know, there was no way if I got off the brakes, I was not going to hit him. And I didn't have enough time or space to try to go around him at that point. So I just thought if I hit him as square as I could. So I mean, I was locked up on the brakes, I was sitting up, I had the feet down, and I was holding up on the bike. And, you know, his bars are a little bit different. And instead of running up and over, when I hit him, it collapsed and it put like a 3-foot U-bend on the bars. So it kept me from going over him. It just came into my wheels, my tanks, my fairings, belt guard, pulley. I had wheelie bars past the crank pulley.
Oh my God.
It was pretty crazy, man. We're here, we're good.
Amen. Thank God you're okay, man.
Amen.
We'll get her
Thanks, Jack.
fixed in the
Appreciate you
pits.
coming out.
No problem, man. So some wrenching tonight. You think we may be able to?
Yeah,
What's the biggest point of concern on the bike right now?
I just want to make sure that the chassis, you know, make sure everything's okay. Make
Gotcha.
sure I walked away from that one. Make sure I walk away from whatever I do tomorrow.
Smart man. Smart man.
Thanks, Jack. There's actually a couple pictures of that on the
That was a close call. Let's head into the pit area. Four-cylinder, Top Fuel motorcycle racer Ron Meyer. Check in with him, assess the damage. Stay with us. We'll also head over to Tony Ruggiero's pit in a little bit and see what's going on with his motorcycle and if he can get it rebuilt.
Wow. Turbo Joe, could you hold that up one more time? That's
Where do you want it?
once you hold it up, we can just really see. There it is.
Side view?
Wow. That looks like a rainbow. My goodness, Mr. Ron Meyer. We are so happy you're okay. What do you remember about that scary incident?
I knew I was going to cross the center line, and I was trying not to hit a cone, and I did a couple of wrong things. I got on the brakes a little hard, and Tony was looking down, and when he saw me, I had already been on the brakes, and the chute was out, and he said we hit about 2.9 Gs.
Good Lord.
So it was pretty stout. Both of us are sore.
What was the impact like from your perspective?
It didn't feel that bad to me at first. I knew he'd hit me, and I knew I had been hit pretty hard, but I didn't think it was as hard as it was. And so when your adrenaline is up like that, you don't notice some of the things that happen. I've been in tire shake before on my other bike, and they said it looked terrible from the grandstands, but I just drove through it because it didn't feel that bad to me. So I don't know whether I got rocks in my head or what. My crew chief thinks I'm crazy, but we actually had a good day today. The bike was running good. We ran the incremental numbers from the first pass today, and it probably would have been about a 650 if I'd have stayed in the throttle, and that was another brain fade deal.
Well, the best news of the day is you guys are okay, so thanks so much. How long have you been racing?
This particular bike I've been working on for 20 years.
Wow. Was this the scariest incident of your career?
You which now?
Was this the most frightful incident of your career?
Probably not at the time. It was pretty stressful after I got back into the pits. The worst one that I ever had, I got into a high-speed wobble on my old injected bike. That one scared me pretty bad. It took me a long time to recover. This bike, I've had a few scares on it, merely because this bike is so much different than anybody else's. We've had a hard time getting things adjusted and putting it where we want. You have to remember, this bike, I designed and built the engine, the frame, the bodywork, pretty much everything. This is all the chassis that was done the entire bike was done in my shop, except for the supercharger and oil pump, things like that. So you're looking at a pretty unique individual, or a machine. Now I've had a lot of help with this. Larry McBride and Mike Ryden both have given me a lot of information. Larry's been very helpful, and I list both of them as sponsors on this bike because of the information they've given me. My hat's off to those boys.
Sure.
I don't have the money that they've got. If I did, I'm not sure that I could ride like Larry does.
Give me a quick tour here. Let me know what makes your bike so much different than everybody else's.
Well, the hand-built motor, for one, I built the crankshaft on a World War II lathe. The cylinder head, I broke a Rick Ward Series 2 head, and really couldn't afford another one, and I thought the head wasn't strong enough in some things, so I spent 190 hours machining this head on a Bridgeport mill.
190?
190 hours on the head to rough it out, and then another 40 to put it on the motor. That included the valve seats and things like that. This has been a 20-year project, like I say. The brakes are more or less hand-built. The calipers are purchased, and the rotors and all that. I even built my own wheels on this thing. The bodywork is hand-hammered aluminum. The only carbon fiber on it is the front nose piece, and a friend of mine did that for me that used to race Harleys.
Beautiful bike. What's your best ET?
689, and I've been 198 about 3 or 4 times. The pass today would have probably been well over 200, and we calculated it out. Should have been about a 650 had I not gotten out of the throttle on the first pass. the second pass, we slowed down, and it probably would have been about a 660, 670.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, again, best news of the day. So thankful you're okay, and really appreciate you giving me a tour of this fine machine.
one more thing you might want to take a look at before you leave.
Yeah, sure.
Is the mini bike back there.
Oh, I can't. Is that that's a KZ?
That's a KZ 1000, bench punch to 1400. We still use it as a tow bike. Still has the electric starter on it. But that bike we also race, it's run a best of 949 at 135 mile an hour on a mini bike.
Oh my goodness.
So
We got to see that in the light.
So,
awesome.
You're welcome to roll it up here. We'll take pictures of it, or you can come back in the morning before we load it up.
All right, so this is where I get off the throttle and I see the cones coming at me. It is 4.95 seconds. So I'm negative almost 0.4 of a G braking. So from 5.1 all the way up to point of impact, 7.75 seconds, and then a half to 7, almost 0.8 of a G negative deceleration. Point of impact all the way up to 2.8 Gs.
Crazy.
Yeah, point of impact. 3 negative Gs.
I bet that Coca-Cola tastes a little bit better tonight, huh?
It tastes really good, man. So, brake on the belt, on the bike. We torched it up pretty good. I had the wheelie bars come all the way back through my crank pulley. Busted out the support stand. The wheelie bar through my belt. Ground.
Oh man.
It gets worse. Check out the crank pulley. It's on the bottom.
It's on the bottom side.
It's on the bottom.
Wow.
Completely down.
Does this mean that the Nitro Syndicate is done for the weekend?
I think I got a spare front crank pulley, so we're going to try to give him hell tomorrow for first round.
So you guys got some work to do, huh?
Yeah. I'm still leading the points for the championship. 5 race. So,
Do you know the scenario of what you need to do or who needs to do what for you to win the championship?
yeah, it's Mark Risling, Craig Brown, and myself. Mark's in the driver's seat because he doesn't have a throwaway race. And basically, we've got to go around past Mark Risling to get the championship. So, we'll see what we get. That's crazy, man.
That is so wild.
I've only seen 2 guys collide on the top end, crossing lanes, running into each other. None of them walked away without a scratch. Dale Nungaster, Rocky Man, probably the most famous in Denver, all Harley drag racing, both almost lost their lives. A couple years ago, Sonoma, Ron Gladhill crossed lanes, ran up over Tommy Grimes and Ray Price racing bike. They both walked away relatively unscathed. Ron got hurt, but I mean, he didn't have to go to the hospital, so. And then
Thank
you got
God.
Me and Ron Myers, we both walk away.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How many hours of labor you think to get this thing back ready to go?
We got about 8 hours, so we'll see what we get.
Woo! 8 hours. So that's gonna be morning by the time. And we're turning the clocks back.
We gain an hour. So
There we
see,
go.
I'm cheating. 9 hours.
There you go. Good luck.
Hey, thanks, man.
Good luck to that team, and we'll cover it all for you. Make sure you're subscribed to Cycle Drag on YouTube, and you like CycleDrag.com on Facebook, and we will keep you updated. The biggest takeaway from this video is, thank God, these 2 fine gentlemen are okay. This situation could have been way, way worse. Just a reminder of the incredible perils and danger of top fuel motorcycle racing. Much more coming, guys. Please subscribe to Cycle Drag on YouTube, smash the bell for notifications, and like CycleDrag.com on Facebook.